Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Adar from Startup Engineering Daily coming back at you with another video. Today, we're going to be reviewing some releases from Google, Vercel, Railway, and Tinybird. Um, Starting out, I just thought this was cool. If you use Excalidraw, this might be the biggest one ever at JS World Conference, which looks interesting. Then we'll move on to Google releasing a new TypeScript Node SDK for Gemini. This is still experimental, so I'm not sure who they're recommending actually install this. I'm using the old Gemini currently. I mean Flash 2.0 Flash, but not this SDK. And yeah, I'll probably wait until it's more stable to move over. Railway has done another Friday changelog, and they have improvements to their SSH, so now you don't have to maintain a shell to get information. Dino is now supported on Railpack, and Railway functions can now be prompted via Claude. They also made it so metal volumes are now available to pro users again, which is interesting. I'm not using that, so I'm not really sure. But if you deploy on Railway, something to look into. V0 has launched a new integrations with their storage platform on Vercel Marketplace is what it seems like. So you can see here it generates these cards, which I think are so interesting because this definitely seems to be like the future of software is like chat with interaction, right? So you can see this looks a lot like Vercel Marketplace, I'm pretty sure, once you deploy your database, and then it does the rest of the work for you. The only thing is I'm not sure who's using V0. I use Cursor for all of my coding. I saw this tweet that was about V0 replacing Cursor. I'm not sure I agree with this, but something to look forward to. Next, Tinybird has launched a new CLI product, which is pretty interesting. They're kind of going in on helping you run things locally, kind of like the Stripe CLI, I would say, and also making deployments easy and generating schemas even with AI prompts. And you can even see here they have this dashboard which looks really cool on the Tinybird app. So something to check out. I use Tinybird. I actually went to a talk from ClickHouse, which is the database that Tinybird runs on top of, and they seem to be competing on cloud. So it's interesting to see what Tinybird's doing to stay competitive. And also on top of this, Stephen Tay posted that Dub.co, which is his link shortening company, now has 250 million clicks in the last 2 years, and they're doing 75 million clicks a month, and all of that is stored on Tinybird. So that is quite incredible. Moving on, we have Shad Cien announcing he's working on new components, so that's always exciting, always great to get some work from him. And we have like a table that he said he would agree to do, so that's always interesting. I didn't see anything else that he really agreed to, but I think something like a toolbar could be really cool, even though this is just a div with buttons. But, you know, standardization with interesting animations could be really cool. Next, Dino announces some open telemetry support and tracing, which is always awesome. I don't use Dino for anything currently. I probably would use Bun at the moment if I was going to use a different like Node.js compatible system, but currently just sticking with Node. But observability is so important, you know, so it's great to see changes from here. Now Vercel has a new announcement that they've made domain deployments a lot faster. So if you have a lot of domains on one project, you can see serious speedups. If we go here, we can see 10 minutes to 28 seconds, 8 minutes to 26 seconds. So I don't have this many domains on any projects, but I do have a project with about 100 domains, so I'll take that free upgrade. Always appreciate it from Vercel. Now moving on, we have Ray at Rinsidium announcing a new, well, I'm not sure if he's announcing it actually, but he's showing off his text editor / research built with AI, which is always really cool. I'm not sure if people are aware of Cubby, which was one that launched about a year or two ago, which was really cutting edge AI research, like AI based research app. You know, I use Obsidian. I would say about 5% of my notes are AI, but most of it is me writing it. But if I did do research professionally, like I do software engineering, then I would probably be using something like this. So really cool to see. It's called Lucid, so feel free to check it out. And then we have Matt Pocock, who's kind of known for being like the TypeScript legend, and just finding like really cool tricks with TypeScript. About a year ago, that's how, or maybe 2 years ago, that's how I got interested in him. So he has a new completely free tutorial, no email required, as he says down here, on Model Context Protocol, which essentially my understanding of it is that it's like an open API kind of system for LLMs to integrate with your services so you can make them available to the world. It's kind of like function calling, I guess, but like for the public. I'm not too sure about auth and all that. I think that might be in the tutorial, but something interesting, it's kind of like the XKCD thing. I'm really interested as well in like building protocols that people can subscribe to, and it makes all of our lives easier, but everyone just wants different things, Now we're done with the releases, just moving on to some cool things. I'm not sure if this is actually live. This is David Kramer. I believe he's the CTO of Sentry, the error tracking company. And it's kind of hard to see, but essentially this seems to be like an AI generated like error fix. So it's funny because I'm about to cover React Scan in a positive light, but it seems React Scan has some bug that gets found here, and then the AI produces a solution. So that's cool. I do have Sentry for errors, but I'm not that tapped into it. So I'm going to have to check out what this is, but it seems to be some kind of demo as well. So we'll see if that gets released. On to the React Scan thing. This is actually a live example of something I fixed today with React Scan. So if you're not aware of what it is, it's essentially, it used to be a Chrome extension that would check when you re-render, and the guy Aiden who built the project went viral all the time for showing off different websites that are re-rendering React too much. And so you can see here as an example, every time the second increases on my duration, it's re-rendering the whole page, which is bad, and it was making my volume scroll bar not work. But after doing some debugging with React Scan, which is really cool because it launches a new Chrome window as well, where like you used to have to install a Chrome extension, and the installation was kind of tricky to figure out. So I like how it's been standardized now to just installing into your project, and then it'll launch the browser for you. And you can just see here, after we fixed it, we just had to make a component for the timer display, and now it only re-renders this piece. And then when we have the volume slider, it just works perfectly. So that's awesome. And you can check out React Scan here on GitHub. And then lastly, we have my new app that I've released today called Pill. It's essentially like a calorie tracker with an AI coach involved, built with React Native and Expo. And right now the model is Gemini. Love how quick, fast, and cheap it is. And you can see here, just a bit of a demo, how you come in. I just like it clean, simple. You can talk to the AI coach. That's everything. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe for more. And we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks.